Okay, everyone, buckle up because this notes. A messy young doctor just revealed a scandal so outrageous and shameless that not even the love and IP-hop cameras could catch this degree of treachery. And when I say receipts were dropped, I mean that. The jock didn't just spill the tea through the whole pot. The internet is in flames because, guess what? Kendra, the so-called ride to wad, was allegedly riding with Scrappy the entire time. Yes, that's the same Scrappy who swore repeatedly that he was just friends with Kendra. But those leaked messages and hotel receipts tell a different story. Out to get revenge. And Kendra, let's just say that she might need a lawyer. And a public relations team has gone completely silent, which only makes it appear 10 times worse. How serious is this betrayal? What receipts does Jock have? And why is he choosing this moment to drop this bombshell? Well, just when we thought that young Jock had finally found his good guy, Key Waz lounging in his barbershop and giving life advice like Steve Harvey, he drops a bomb so messy that even the producers of Love and Hip Hop were left stunned. Isn't just some trivial reality TV drama, though? This is betrayal on a whole new level, like Shakespearean backstabbing with a Gucci belt. Let's go back a little. Remember when Kendra Robinson, Jock's wife, was out there telling the world that? While Jock is on every podcast attempting to convince the world that he is a changed man who is cute and all. It turns out that while Kendra was busy deprecating Jock's wild past, her sister may have had a few skeletons of her own, and those skeletonzo they were wearing Lil Scrappy's chain were too good for Jock's past. She was talking about how she is a lawyer and not with the foolishness. That's right, you heard me, Scrappy. The same Scrappy who was crying over Bambi's statement that he wanted his family back while allegedly playing family with Kendra behind Jock's back. Makes sense? Now for the juicy part. Some snoopy people with screenshots are claiming that Jock discovered the truth in the most inconvenient way possible. Not through rumors, didn't even come from messy group chats. Instead, he learned about it from hard copy receipts. It is said that the Jock obtained hotel reservations, text messages, and even some money transfers that implied Scrappy and Kendra were much closer than they should have been. As you are all aware, in the realm of celebrity scandals, money transfers are akin to abandoning your fingerprints at the crime scene. But let's talk about these texts because, obviously, Scrappy and Kendra were communicating in codes, not just any codes, but dirty, sneaky code stand. One of the messages purportedly read, "You know, I don't regret anything, you always." Kendra might as well pack her lawyer because she knew where my heart was. Excuse me, Scrappy, sir? You spent the entire previous season crying about how much you wanted Bambi back, and now we're talking about hearts and regret. Oh, this man is a professional fumbler. It gets worse. Another message purportedly said, "I hate sneaking around like this. We deserve to be." The crazy part is that the Jock wasn't even searching for this. He wasn't even out here working as a detective. According to this story, someone sent him these receipts anonymously. Imagine going about your daily business, trying to run your small barbershop, when all of a sudden, a random number sends you screenshots of your if there's one. Thing we know about Hollywood drama, it's that leaks don't happen by accident. Someone wanted Jock to know that. There's a snitch in the crew. Now, let's examine this rationally to see if Kendra and your friend are acting like a situationship. We could sit here all day and guess who it was, but you already know that the streets are whispering that Bambi might be involved. Yes, Bambi, Scrappy's ex-wife, is the same person who knew that Scrappy was being sneaky and that someone close to them didn't approve. Someone became enraged enough to expose them. I'm not saying that Bambi leaked it, but I'm also not saying that she did because, let's face it, who else would have access to Scrappy's messages and who else would be petty enough to ensure that? This mess returned to Jockey in the most degrading way possible. Bambi has been telling us that Scrappy was a habitual liney stepper. Jock is different. He isn't one of these quiet, let's handle this in private types of dudes. No, Jock is petty. You all remember how he embarrassed Kendra on national television? This is where things get really messy. If it's true, then Scrappy wasn't just out there, ruining his own marriage. He was also out there playing undercover lover in Jock's marriage. I need you all to realize how crazy this is in the world of celebrities. When you catch your spouse cheating, you usually get a lawyer and say something vague like, "I deserve it." If you thought that was the last time, if you're not prepared for what he just did next because Jock didn't just sit on this information or cry about it behind closed doors. Instead, he went straight to the internet. Instead, he chose violence. Within hours of receiving those receipts, Jock posted his podcast, went live on Instagram, and began leaking information as if he was getting paid per view and listen. He wasn't even attempting to be elegant about it. "I wish them the best energy, but let's keep it private." Joking and dragging both of them at one point, he said, "I was wondering why my wife was always so invested in Scrappy's love life. Like, damn girl, we a PR team or something." Only to discover that she was only monitoring circumstances. Went one step further though, because instead of just criticizing Kendra and Scrappy, he essentially told the entire, he said, "You guys better stop playing with me. I got enough receipts to make love and hip-hop cancel itself. Keep running your mouths, and I must start dropping them." Now that he's holding the entire hip-hop community hostage, Baby Jock said he had time today, and that's where this mess starts. If you thought when young Jock dropped the bombshell, social media was ablaze. Every gossip blog, Instagram comment section, and group chat was ablaze as everyone tried to figure out how deep this scandal truly went. At first, people assumed it was just another Love and Hip Hopton or some stage drama. But wait until you hear what Scrappy did next. 4 ratings. But no, this was genuine. This was personal. And the way the Jock was acting, oh, he wasn't doing this for influence. He was out for blood. Scrappy's damage control? Now, let's talk about Lil Scrappy, because most people do one of 3 things when they are caught in a scandal like this. They ignore it, play the victim, and act as though come clean, apologize, and let people move on. But Scrappy? No, he chose the worst possible course of action. Rather than clearing his name, he doubled down on the lies as if we hadn't already seen the receipts. Late at night, Scrappy hops on Instagram Live looking stressed. You know that look where he's pacing back and forth and rubbing his head? As if he had just learned that his car, had he said, "Man, you believe anything?" Bro, like real talk, you just run with whatever the internet tells you. That's crazy. Well, here's the classic. You believe anything? Defend, sir? Be for real. The talking Jock produced screenshots of receipts, cash transfers, hotel reservations, and other documents. Wasn't just a random Twitter rumor, but Scrappy wasn't finished. Kendra, a married woman, bro, you guys need to stop playing with people's names. Let's be clear. Scrappy could have just accepted responsibility. He could have said, "Yo, I messed up. I was in a bad place," or something. But instead, he kept saying, "Jock, my brother, man. Been through too much for him to be out here spreading lies, and I would never do something like that to him." Blatantly attempted to deceive the entire internet into thinking that no, one believes you, Scrappy, because the truth is that this isn't the first time he's been messy in relationships. It's the same man who was bouncing between Erica Dixon, Shay Johnson, and Bambi like he was in a relay race. And the worst part was, when Scrappy was out here denying everything, someone else was preparing to spill even more tea. And guess who Bambi's revenge was? Yes, Bambi decided she had time today. Bambi had been quiet ever since she divorced Scrappy. And she had already spoken out about how he treated her and cleaned her hands of him. But this was personal because imagine Scrappy was having an affair with Kendra while still pleading with Bambi to bring him back, which indicates that he was playing both of them. What Bambi did was post this shady little message on Instagram stories, saying that some men truly believe that you are untouchable and that no matter how many times you cheat and lie, karma won't catch up with you. Trust me though, it never does. She didn't have to go to the streets because she already knew who she was referring to. Then, as if that wasn't enough, Bambi went live looking perfect, sipping expensive drinks and laughing. Y'all, this is the messiest thing I've ever seen in my life, she said, as if I had seen it all. But these few couldn't be me. Bambi was having a time watching Scrappy's life fall apart. Real dagger men enjoy playing dumb when they are caught, but believe me, no one is lying to you or making anything up if you did it. She just confirmed everything, and now that his own ex-wife is co-signing the drama. In addition to the jock exposing him, SCR Graph is truly drowning. If it gets any worse, Kendra finally speaks at this point. When a scandal becomes too big to ignore, a public relations team steps in, and Kendra Robinson finally releases a statement. Did she deny it, explain it, or apologize? Nope, she dropped the most lawyer-approved, well-considered statement ever. I'm not participating in rumors, gossip, or misinformation because my marriage is my top priority. Business, and I won't let outside noise control my truth. Thank you, girl. Bye. As we all know, when someone says I'm not involved in rumors, it means that the rumors are true. The internet gave her the opportunity to have it and the shade. Room, Twitter, TikTok, and others were dragging her. Just say you did it and go. You fumbled your entire marriage for a Scrappy jock and get a DNA test on those kids as soon as possible. The worst part is that while Kendra was out there trying to control the damage, you know who was watching this whole mess happen and getting the last love from young Jock. After Bambi took offense at Scrappy's lie, Kendra made a weak statement. And Jock posted a video of himself laughing on Instagram with no caption, just saying, sitting back, sipping my tea and watching the circus. And honestly, Jock is just sitting back and waiting to see how much worse this gets. Because, trust me, it's not over yet. Okay, so Scrappy is drowning, Kendra is dodging bullets, and Bambi is sipping her tea while the internet goes crazy. But guess what? The mess isn't over yet because just young Jock decided to go nuclear when we thought the scandal had peaked. And this was the last straw because, up until this point, Jock had been playing it cool, dropping hints and laughing on Instagram, allowing Scrappy to dig his own grave. However, Scrappy made a huge mistake in his Instagram live rant, saying, "Man, you all love drama. You all love tearing people apart." If Jock was angry before, he was furious because Jock sent just some random guy talking his mouth. He's a man who knows. So that night when Jock got on the mic, he hopped on it. You guys act like you know what's going on, but you don't know the half of it. I don't have to explain myself to anybody. Let's say he let everything fly on his radio show. It's funny how men act like victims when they are exposed. But let me clarify that I didn't say anything untrue. If you want to act foolish, let's talk about it. Let's see other times you've been out here moving recklessly. What's the true reason your marriage failed? Let's talk about how you were crying in my direct messages. Oh my God. When Bambi left, you Jock had receipts on top of receipts, and Scrappy had no way out of the one. Then Jock used the ultimate power move, saying, "If I was lying, why do you call me right after I said it? Why do you text me about the need to talk if he is so innocent? Why are you panicking?" At this point, Scrappy was unable to say anything because he couldn't deny it. So the internet went crazy after he finished. And the hashtags, #Scrappy exposed, #J said what he said, #Bambi was right, began trending memes. People posted videos of Scrappy's previous love and hip-hop fights, saying things like, "Bro, you had all this energy for other dudes, but now you're quiet." Even celebrities started reacting. Susanna tweeted, "Ain't Noah Scrappy got caught, like this LM Charleston White. He had to say something, you know." He went live discussing Scrappy Boy, saying, "You got here looking bad. You've messed up in too many places. Go sit down somewhere, son." Then suddenly Bambi doubled down. By this time, she had told everyone that Scrappy was lying, but when Jockey revealed those text messages, she had to say one last thing before going live once more. This time, she was feeling as confident as ever with her hair and nails done. She sat there drinking a drink and scrolling through her phone, allowing the comments to flow. After 2 minutes of silence, she said, "Ladies, this is why you have to let a man embarrass himself, because trust me, he will." Every time, boom, drops. The mic, she doesn't say any names because she doesn't need to. After all this chaos, we had to figure out who really emerged on top. Scrappy lost badly after being exposed for creeping with Kendra. Got clowned by his ex-wife, and his best friend lost all credibility after attempting to gaslight the internet. Kendra may have lost because everyone knew who she was talking about. Even worse, she was dragged for cheating with Scrappy of all people and had to sit there while Jock got the last laugh. Bambi, without even trying, had the last word and proved she was correct about Scrappy all along. She left looking unconcerned, booked, and busy. Young Jock, the biggest winner, not only exposed Scrappy, but ruined him. Jock never even had to apologize because, let's face it, this scandal isn't going away anytime soon. Scrappy's entire brand was about being a real person, a family man, and someone who learned from his mistakes. And let the receipts do the talking, and he ended up appearing to be the only one speaking the truth. Know what the crazy part is? However, people are now going to leave comments on his posts whenever he goes live, like when Kendra does. They will ask Jock to be honest, and when Bambi posts, they will say, "Girl, you dodged a bullet." And that Kendra should keep quiet for a while because once the internet turns on, there's no turning back. Let's give credit where credit is due. Though the only question now is who will be the next to be exposed. Because if this drama taught us anything, it is that these reality stars remain messy. And the internet will always be watching the conclusion of this drama. He waited for the right moment, spoke only the facts, and then simply sat back and let Scrappy ruin himself. Crazy. But tell me, do you think Scrappy can ever get over this? Or is his reputation permanently damaged? What about Kendra? Should Jock take her back, or is it too late? Please share your opinions in the comments section below, as I'm sure you have something to say. Don't forget to mention if you desire to follow every recent celebrity scandals, specialty, and shocking scandals. Click like, subscribe, and turn on those alerts that you would prefer not to miss what's going to happen next.